Doing, brother? Let's see how this is. Good view, bad view. Let's get this up a little bit. What's up, Unc? How you doing, man? That's a little better. Simplify, boys. What's going down? I got a lovely psych eval today. I gotta make sure I'm not crazy. I'm gonna write about a bunch of stuff down, because I can't memorize any of it. Let's wish me luck, boys. And I got my nephew's, I don't know, I guess this is his cell phone I gotta take back. What is this? Oh my God. He just plays Call of Duty on his phone. Joe, what's up, Bobo? Oh, Odele Vato, hope you're doing good. I think, Bobo, you're turning a little Latino heat on us, man. How's it going, dude? Let me go check. I'm filling up my gas. Hold on. Gas is expensive, man. Jesus. What's up, Vato Loco? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I got a good old psych eval today. Got to get my mind right. Oh, there it goes. What was that? $160 for 32-gallon tank.
Got it.
That's a ton of money. Yo, Losi, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Check, check. No sound? Why is this? No sound? Oh, man. We good? Okay, good. Oh, no, freaking, this thing's sound is on again, yeah. What's up, E? How you doing, mama? I can hear you. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Thank you, guys. Yeah, Lo, I got in a argument, it's a work argument with my divisional manager, and then that was like on a Thursday. It wasn't working out, man. The company, the tobacco company that bought the company I worked for, was Japanese company. They just did things different. I was miserable, man. I wasn't. It just wasn't working out. So yeah, I put in my 2 weeks, brother, and I'm still going through that process right now. But yeah, man, time to move on. I couldn't do it anymore, man. The driving was killing me, and I was complaining about it forever, you know. But it just took me. I got in an accident. I was live on stream, and I got in a little. Some guy cut me off, and I said, if I get in an accident again, or if I don't get along with my boss, I'm out of here. And both things happened within like a month. So I was gone, man. I was gone. Bro, what's up, David? Well, that's good as long as you feel like you made a good life choice. Yeah, man, I think I mean, I gotta just tighten my belt for money reasons, but other than that, yeah, man, I'm happy, dude. I'm babysitting my nephews all the time now. Now I'm taking care of my back problems and all that crap. So far so good. You know, I kind of was thinking of leaving anyways. I just couldn't do. The new boss was a douchebag. This guy was, his breath smelled like shit. I mean, very, very condescending man. Some like some owners I've known, you know, for 11 years. I've worked at this job, and I would go into a you know, smoke shop or something with them, and I wouldn't say anything. You know, I would keep my mouth shut and let my boss do all the talking, and my boss would assume that I didn't know this owner, and I've known him for, you know, 8, 10, 11 years. And I was like, dude, yeah, I couldn't, dude. I couldn't even be in the same car with this dude. Yeah, it got ugly, man. Me and him got in a big old argument. I got in a big old argument with him outside in the parking lot, and I was like, yeah, this is over, man. This is over. It's Jover. But yeah, I'm happy, man. I get to spend, what I wanted to do was spend time with my family and my parents, and my mom's having fun. She had a great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Hey, Matt, I can have one to go with mustard and onion. The devil's dogs, dude. The devil's dogs. We need progression, not regression. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Tucker Smith, man, it's been a while, but hey, what's up, Tucker? How you doing, man? Long time no see. Long time no see. Changed it up a little, man. Starting something new. I got a psych eval today for the VA hospital, so I'm still busy, man. And I get to take care of all this military crap that I never taken care of. You know, when you get out of the military, you know, what I did, I went like right back to work. I went back to school, back to work. I didn't skip a beat. You know, I didn't skip a beat. But the problem with that is I never took care of a bunch of this medical military stuff that I have to do for my benefits and stuff. So I'm taking like, I don't know how long, like hopefully, like, I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm going to take some time off and do all the good stuff like that, actually go to the VA hospital and have them pick my brains I got this like questionnaire they need to fill out now. It's another review post-traumatic stress disorder disability benefit questionnaire. It's great. Yeah. Got a lot of work to do, not a lot of time. I was gonna go I was gonna take my mom to the beach yesterday, but we decided just to stay home. It was a long Saturday for Mother's Day. People like to test our limits of disrespect, especially in jobs. It was bad. Yeah, man. I kind of snapped, man. Be careful with the psychic shit, man. They may try to help, but generally just complicate your life and increase your paperwork. David, I ran into that problem too. Yeah, shit, man. They were gonna take away my benefits. They're weird, man. It sucks. So I got a good game plan. I've talked to someone that kind of said just go in there and basically read off a piece of paper. So it's kind of a joke, but yeah, it was kind of bad. This guy, you know, I told my coworkers, I was like, I'm out of here. You know, I'm not gonna put up with this shit. You know, I've made enough where I can live a little, you know, comfortably. And they're like, you know, this one girl, Lynette, she goes, you know, she's like 50, 55, so an older lady, you know, so she just a different way of thinking. She goes, what? How come you're quitting? And I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. She goes, you're so quiet. Why? How did that? You know, everyone was kind of surprised, and I'm kind of a motivating guy, so I'm all about doing the work. This is, you know, hey, let's just go do the work, get the job done, so I can go home. So everyone's shocked, and I was like, yeah, that's how bad it was, man. I was in the parking lot, and I was like, you know what, dude? I told my boss he needs to find his own ride home, and I left him. I left him in the parking lot. I was like, we're not riding in the car. You're not jumping in this car with me, man. I was like, you need to call an Uber, get your own ride home. I'm out of here. Yeah, and I slept on it. That was a Thursday. I slept on it. I thought about it. I called my brother, called my father, you know, just to get their perspective, and you know, my brother and my dad both same things, same, you know, manly answer, kind of, you know. But my mom was like, hey, if you don't like it, just quit. I was like, all right, I'm out of here, dude. If your mom tells you to do something, you do it, you know. Did you guys jump the hoops and avoid the Fruit Loops? Yeah, man. But I'm ready, man. I wrote some stuff out because it's hard going into the psyche val and you know, just ripping off the top of your head what you think is wrong with you, and it's very hard to talk negative about yourself without self. You know, it's like a natural way of speaking. Once you start talking bad about yourself, you'll try to self-correct it to make yourself not look bad. You know. So I wrote a bunch of stuff down that, you know, has been a problem with me, like the hearing, like, yeah, the tinnitus, the bing I get a loud. I thought that was normal. I thought everyone had that. I would be in the shower. Dude, is this guy not going? Oh my god. Yeah, I'd be in the shower. The only time I remember hearing it, I was in the shower and someone's like, yeah, it's a loud, like someone hit like an instrument or something, ding. And I was standing in the shower, and boom, it went. I was like, oh, that's what everyone's talking about. I was like, I thought that was just normal. You know, you don't know. I don't know. You know, you don't know. And then once you start writing it down, you can be like, oh, you know, it all kind of clicks, I guess. Mental health should come first of any job. And I think that's where I was at, and, you know, we all have our issues. We're all on this crazy roller coaster ride together. More important than anybody else's. But I totally agree with you, E. I was just not happy at work. I wasn't, man. I done it for too long. I was complaining about it for too long, and not doing all the veteran stuff I should have done a long time ago. That was bugging me. Something, a book I want to close, and yet I can't close it. So I'm glad I'm doing it now. And I have the support and family to kind of push me through and help me out, and so it's all working out, man. I'm happy. Taking care of my back and my body more. But other than that, fellas, how are you? How are you, E? How are you, Lo? Long time no see, brother. How's the family out there in Canada, man? What's the word on the street? I have that. It's a constant ringing in my ear. Oh, dude. Really? Yeah, I didn't have tendonitis or whatever it's called. I didn't know what it was forever. It's kind of fun when it happens because you're like, oh, there it is. Like, I'm not crazy. Yeah, if you do like construction and stuff, I'm positive you're going to end up with tendonitis. Mine, I can almost tell you how I got tendonitis, man. I'm right by a prison. You guys want to see a prison? The freaking 777s that are, the artillery pieces. My buddy was an artillery guy, and man, these things can make a loud noise. Am I going the right way? California Institution of Men. That sounds so gay. I've had tendonitis since I can remember. Thought everyone had it too until a doctor told me otherwise. Yeah, dude, that's how I was, Bobo. I was like, hey, like, everyone, it was funny. Where am I going? Oh, yeah. Someone was like, yeah, it pops, like it's a bing, and you can, like, it almost makes your ear go numb. And you can't hear anything. It doesn't like hurt. It's just like you'll end up kind of maybe like losing your back. Like it kind of messes with your head a little bit. But you don't know what you have until like someone tells you, and then when it happens, you have to be like, oh yeah, I know. You have to be able to catch it almost. Nice medals. Oh, thank you, E. Yeah, these are my old war medals. Some of them, not all of them. You can see like one's missing there. I have, I think, like eight medals. So this is, I got this. I had to look it up, but I had to go to a funeral. My grandpa passed away. He was in the Marine Corps. And it was a long time ago, but when I didn't want to wear my military uniform at the funeral. I don't like doing that, but out of respect to the military, because it was a military funeral, I didn't want to, I wanted the eyes on he was the military member, so I didn't want to have my uniform, and it's like wearing a wedding dress to a wedding and you're not the bride. So from my understanding, if you want to wear your medals, you can get the little small ones like those and on a suit, and should be on your right breastplate, not your left, because usually your medal's on your left, but it's very close. I think that's what it was, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, they were for a funeral, and I just kind of left them there. And every once in a while, I'll give like one of my medals away to like my niece or something, or my uncle, supported me when I was in Iraq, he would give me, rosaries or something, something to pray with, and he would mail them to me. So I gave him like one of my medals, So it's my get out of jail free ticket, It's getting out of my speeding tickets if I ever get one. Because most of the time, the people who serve in the military either become an officer or a cop later in life, or a cop has a father. It's very, so I kind of use it for my benefit. Don't tell nobody. It's that one time I have too many cocktails and I end up driving home. Hopefully, they just take me away, but don't give me any fines. Went from a humming to a ring now. If I bite down hard, it gets loud. Ooh, hello, dude. I'll try that. Bite down hard. Yeah, Bobo. If you guys in construction or like, even the meat packing. How's the meat packing going, Bobo? Dude, I'm gonna get a cool job, dude. I'm gonna get like I want to get a job at a shooting range. There's a good shooting range out here I want to be a part of. Very American shooting range. I love it. High level respect. Unfortunately, there's a rare in people. Oh, thank you, E. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You ever thought about getting involved in private security? I kind of did that for a little bit. Like, that's funny that you bring that up, David. I thought about it a long time ago. Like, I applied for the Blackwater. I'm not kidding, dude. I applied to be a part of the Blackwater guys in Iraq. And when I got home, that was the only thing right? The only thing I knew since I was 22 was war in the Middle East and fighting in the desert. So I was like, yeah, I'll just apply to Blackwater. And I did. I applied to Blackwater and Border Patrol. And it kind of fizzled out. That probably wasn't going to be the smartest idea, for me. Where's my freaking wallet? Oh, God. But then I ended up working for a police department, Redlands PD. Now that I'm older, man, I don't have the oomph in me anymore. Some girl I grew up with, her husband tried to recruit me for private security, and I actually looked him up. It was pretty freaking legit. And he was a Marine, and he's never seen combat or doesn't have that experience. So I was at my older brother's friend's house, and my older brother still hangs out with people that we all grew up with. The guy, never really left home, which is awesome because I get to see a bunch of old friends and stuff. But this girl Natalie, I used to know forever in school, and we had a fling. Me and her had a fling back in the day, and then I met her husband, and she was like, Matt, you got to talk to my husband. I was like, oh no, I don't want to talk to your husband, Natalie. I want to talk to you. But she just introduced me to this guy that was balls deep in private security, dude, out here in California, and he was looking for someone that I was just like, I don't have the fight in me anymore. Thank you, brother. I got you, bro. Good news for me. Devil Dogs just came 55% more viable. Dude. Dude. It did, man. It's looking good. I might do. I might start like volunteering to raise money for his baseball team or whatever. So I might start slinging some hot dogs at the baseball park. You know, to help him raise some funds. I'm gonna do that, dude. That's fun. 10. I did buy a Starlink. It's all good, man. Happy to wait. The eye of the storm is worth the exterior. Happy to wait. The eye of the storm is worth the exterior. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys. I think I'm. Super fine, guys. My bad. Just driving by a stupid airport. A prison and an airport. Not good. Not good. That was all where I lived. Where I grew up. That was the only two things around: a prison and an airport. And it wasn't an airport. It was just a little, a runway, a little airport. Chino Prison. That's our thing to fame, you know. Our city's famous for the prison. I think it's so run down now. It's so old. I think it's a level 5 or it might be a level. I think it dropped because it's so old. It's not even. The people that were sentenced there for life in prison are all dying. I shouldn't make fun of them, huh? All lives matter. I'm gonna buy smokes and a beer. It's a lucky day for me. I'll take you with in an earpiece. Smokes and a brewski, man. That sounds like an effing day. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I've had a couple of those days. The last time I really had one of those days, it was a while ago. Like I really had it. I got off of work. I think this was before I started making videos, but I got off of work and I went right to a topless bar, and where you can drink beer and talk to ladies that are topless. And I sat there. For about 2 hours, and I had only like a beer and a half. And this girl came up to me, and she was like, "Yeah, hi, how could you want?" And I was like, "Ma'am, just if you want to just sit here, you don't have to say a word." And she sat there, and she didn't say a word for like an hour. I bought her a drink, and I sat there, and I just had it was what I did. I was like, I was just not all there, you know. I had to go somewhere where it just was so random to me, and I just thought, it's not like I stared. I sat there at the bar, and I did nothing. I thought about nothing. It was amazing. It was one of the best days I've had. I left that topless bar. The girl was like, "Dude, you're a cool dude, man. I'm sad to see you go." I was like, "Oh yeah. I like having a beer, a brewski, you know." And yeah, man, that was like a mental relaxation day for me. Right after work, it was perfect. That was the last time I really said F it. I mean, that's a big one. I F that, and I went there at like 4 o'clock. Man, I haven't had that good effing day, man. Well, I mean, since I quit my job, that was a big effing day. I went home that day. That was a Thursday. I woke up Friday morning. At 8:30, I called my regional manager. I said, Dave, I'm out of here, brother. He goes, what? I was like, I just can't work with this dude no more. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, shit, man. Dave's a good dude. Dave's a good dude. It's sad, man, because me and this guy bonded. My regional manager got, my two best friends, self-delete. And then his wife, just like 6 months ago, just didn't wake up one morning. So he was broken, man. And, he has 3 sons. And it changed the way he thought about life and a bunch of other things. And, him and his wife, and the problem, he's almost on the verge of retiring, and him and his wife couldn't retire. I mean, she worked her whole life, and she died before she retired, and he can't spend time with her, and it's freaking sad, dude. Oh, it was so heartbreaking, because over 11 years, you get to know someone and their kind of future plans with their wife and their kids, and he was really pumped about his kids going to, great schools and getting a good job, and he's very kind of strict, he's a tobacco regional manager, man, so it was so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. Is it easier to become a cop after serving in the armed forces? Always one. We locked in? Still not ticking? We're ticking. All right. We are ticking. Yeah, Bobo, it's easier. It's easier. Because they know you're pretty much going to be drug-free and stuff like that. Pretty much going to be drug-free and stuff like that. Back. All right. It's easier, brother. If you're like military police, they'll take you right away. They'll take you right away. I'll be right back, guys. I got to drop this off. Hold on the fort. All right, boys. I should aim at becoming an MP then, if it makes it easier. Oh, man, dude, military police is where it goes, man, I think. Yo, what's up, affiliate? How you doing, brother? What's going down, fam? What is going down? Yeah, any job in the military, especially if, because most police officers, a lot of people don't I've never served, so really, really well. What the hell was that? You like for me, if I have to go through the academy again, it's easy, man. I just blow right through it. It's I already know how to do it. I can say and repeat the things, and there's verbiage you should know, like when you're arresting a woman, you don't say if you're patting her down, there's verbiage you shouldn't say to a woman. It just sounds really, really bad. Like, if I'm arresting whoever girl, you say like separate your feet. If they're getting searched, you have say separate your feet instead of spread your legs. Kind of don't want to go down those roads. But yeah, there's just it just makes it easier for you. You can get the verbiage down right. All that good stuff. And it's embarrassing the first 1,000 times you do it, because you got to you got to play act, right? You're gonna have a fake gun, and I'm gonna have to tell you to get down on the floor. Listen to the sound of my voice. And you got to play pretend with you and your buddies, and that's how you get really good at becoming working for law enforcement. This way, when you do it to someone in real life, you can just, it's a way of doing things. But yeah, law enforcement's good, man. It's but the thing with law enforcement is, it's not the movies where there's the bad guy that is evil and kidnaps the girl and or robs the diamond jewelry store. Dude, it's a lot of domestic violence calls, a lot of drunk and a lot of alcohol or drug related calls. Really, really stupid people call 911 on each other. If you think about it, a neighbor will call 911 on another neighbor. You end figuring out these neighborhoods that hate each other, and this guy slept her or she beat him, and it's like, dude, what? You realize how screwed up people's lives are, and how self-destructive people get, man. People will throw away their whole existence, over something big, and a lot of it has to do with booze, dude. I understand why they try to ban booze back in the day. They took out the Native Americans, man. I'm sure, oh shit, they're doing a lot of construction here. Custer, Colonel Custer, and all the. I'm sure we have a lot, but man, booze, dude, booze will take down a whole empire if you let it. I remember being 23 when I was working for the police department. I was on the reserve duty, and I was 24 maybe, and I had a girlfriend. My life was good. I never understood domestic violence calls or why people do things. My family, I was raised pretty well, good medium class. Not too rich, not too poor. My parents had to work. They're crazy families, man. There's 10 to a house, dirty. Everyone lives like slobs. You're like, what? It's weird. Until you see it and you realize how shitty people's lives are. But they make their own lives crappy, man. I was 24 and I was giving people marital advice on what to do. I was like, you need to leave. She has to go. You can't hit her in the face. Ma'am, you can't pull out a knife and say, oh, you weren't threatening anyone. It's like, what are you guys doing? Then you call 911 and then I have to show up. I'm 20 fucking 3. I was like, I don't freaking know. I was like, someone to explain to me. It's so funny, man. And the only thing that made me like, why it was a little easier for me is because when I was 18 or 19, I was dealing with Iraqi citizens, being a military police, you know? And then I had to deal with American citizens. Oh, you Americans are just on a whole nother level. And one thing you got to worry about Americans, you have to assume, so in law enforcement, we always assumed that the person you're talking to is armed. Always. You always assume that. You always assume they have a weapon in their vehicle or on them, always. Whether it's a boomstick or a knife or something. Been busy at work, great catching up on you. Yeah, man. Keep busy, brother, keep busy. That's good, man. Work's good. What's up, Ty? You always got to assume an American is armed. Always, dude. You don't know if they're you have no idea. That's why cops are always the first one to pull, man. Because the rule is for most officers, and especially in the military, the rule we had in the Marine Corps as an MP was, I'm coming home. I don't care if I have to put 6 million people on trains. I'm coming home. It doesn't matter. Like, you can call me whatever you want. I'm going home. You can say it was a bad shot. You can say you should have done this. I should have done that. I'm going home. It don't matter, man. That's why sometimes, like, if the job, like most police officers or most cops, if the job gets too hard, just leave, man. Go home and another job. I had 2 good friends of mine quit after 10 years, and I really couldn't believe it. But the job's tough, man. Americans, the society, when you're working for a police department, you'll go to the same houses over and over and over. It's the same people that get arrested. It's always the same people. It's never really anybody else. You will run into people. Like, I had this one dude. He was a Mexican dude. He had I call him like a farmer Mexican, a cowboy Mexican, but he could barely speak English, and he had a DUI. He totaled his car, like jackass. He was totally hammered, dude. Mijo, it's okay, mijo, I'm okay. I'm like, I don't care if you're okay. You're going to fucking jail, dude. Like, you could have killed someone, man. That's not cool. And his hand was so swollen. And I was like, what's wrong with your hand? And I had to roll up his sleeve, and he had a chunk of his arm gone, dude. Like, you can almost see to the bone. And it happened to him at work. It wasn't like an injury from the DUI or whatever. And I was like, dude, you're going to lose your arm, man. Oh, no, it's okay, mijo. And that's why he kept getting drunk. He was just numbing the pain all day. And, you'll see weird shit like that. People that, it's gangbangers, but gangbangers are so stupid. Like, they're so stupid. It's very hard. You realize how dumb people are. And then you take someone in jail that's never been to jail. They'll assume they're in a movie, and like they'll start doing push-ups and shit. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's so funny, man. It's oh, I'm not home, man. I'm like, this is home to you? This home sucks. Like, yeah. I used to try to get people to like realize what they were doing. Like, I would ask Bobo, hey man, like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, I'm going to jail, you pig. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You're an idiot. You guess what I'm doing this weekend? What, man? I'm going to Vegas, brother. I'm going to go see some fine chicks at a pool. It's going to be 101 degrees. I'm going to be drunk. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, see the difference? Like, wouldn't you rather go to a pool party in Vegas than be around a bunch of dudes in prison. Like, how do you get to that pool party? How do you see that pretty lady and have a nice cocktail by the pool in Vegas? You know, how do you get there? I'll tell you what, the one thing you have to avoid is getting arrested. You know, that's what I was like, isn't there better shit to do to be in a room full of dudes? It's so, I hate saying that. It's so gay, though. It's so gay. It hurts my brain. Me saying that used to keep me from getting arrested. Like, I don't want to be in a thing full of dudes. Like, just keep me away. I'd rather send me to the moon. I don't want to be around a bunch of dudes in a little cell. That keeps me away for sure. I was like, I can't get in trouble, man. Don't want to do it. Some other people don't think like that. But you'll arrest the same people, man. And then you'll get just a bunch of DUIs. And every once in a while, someone will try to rob a jewelry store, you know. But other than that, it's extremely boring, you know. It's not like Dexter, where there's mass murder. Maybe in Miami, you know, I'm sure they're in downtown LA. It can get a little janky, but like, I got a good friend of mine. He works in LAPD sheriffs, and he's like, dude, some like 50, 60-year-old lady tried to stab her husband in Hollywood in the Walk of Stars or whatever, and he had to chase her, and he had to tackle her in the middle, like, the street of LA. She was like a big old mom, you know, but she, you know, girls try to threaten, you know, if you threaten someone with a weapon, you know, you're going down. I've always been interested in police work. It's different in the U.S. compared to Denmark. Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, like, our CHP officers, those guys are ready. I mean, our police forces are almost like little militaries, you know. You can go home, you don't have to really listen to corporal. I mean, but their training is very good. You know, remember that the police officers' training have to deal with Americans that are could be armed all the time. And in America, you'll never see a cop, or you'll rarely see anybody or ever be bugged by someone that's an officer. The only way that's ever going to happen is if someone calls 911. If someone does that, you know, they're gonna show up, you know, ready to rock and roll, you know. That's why I always tell people, you can't hate on cops because someone calls them. You know, you can't get pissed off at your girlfriend when you call her over, you know, and she comes over all the time. Imagine calling your girlfriend, hey babe, come over and let's hang out. Yay. Then she gets there and you get mad at her, you know. How dare you you know, it's like, what do you called me? Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's a good life experience. You know, you can do your part, your service to the city you live in, or the state, whatever. There's PD, police departments, there's sheriffs, there's CHP, all different. They don't speak to each other. You know, all different branches. It's like the Army, the Navy. They'll communicate, but they never speak. You know, they'll never. That's why everything's broken up. You know, and there's feds. There's so many different things, but I've never. It's very hard to have the police get called on you in America. You got to be a moron. You know, if someone gets arrested by the cops, okay, hey bud, like, you're not good at doing criminal stuff. Like, right, you got caught once. If you get caught twice, you know, what's that saying? Shame on you, shame on me. You know, I always try to tell people that. Like, dude, you're 22. You got arrested for possession of, ecstasy because you're driving around drunk in your car. Like, you're not smart. That's not smart, man. Like, if you're going to drive around in your car drunk, don't have ecstasy in your pocket. Just get the DUI. Don't make it worse. And if you made it worse, and like you're not good at being a criminal, like, and that's not even criminal behavior. If you want to go and have fun and have a drinky poo and go do your thing with ecstasy, more power to you, brother. I'll be right behind you. But it's like, dude, you literally suck at life. You're not good at being a criminal. Just stop. Loser mentality tops common sense every time. Yeah, that too. Yeah, and it's that way of that mentality is it gets people hurt, man. People don't think, plan out the steps in your day a little bit. Plan out the steps, and there's a bunch of traffic. Look at this. Well, I'm getting nervous, man. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. I get real nervous when I have to talk to someone about all this bullcrap. This psyche valve shit, dude. I get real nervous. I get like that bottomless pit in your stomach. Oh! I feel like punching a wall. I hate it. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like I'm vulnerable or I'm ashamed, I guess. I'm making something up or speaking to someone. I get fucking so, and then I don't want to speak. I don't want to. I speak to more than you guys. I don't. It's so funny because I don't really talk all that much when I don't know, man. I just get like I'm getting nervous already. I'm looking at the time and going, oh God, I don't really want to do this. Should I do this? You got to talk to a stranger about things that I barely talk to myself about. I don't talk to nobody about this stuff. I don't want to talk about my buddy Eric and like bringing up the war. Ugh, I hate, like, it's not like I don't like talking about it. It's just like, oh God, like, why am I still talking about it? I feel like a guinea pig, it can get talking to and then I feel crazy, then you feel like you're just bugging. I feel like I'm in everyone's way, that's why I'm like, dude, there's, I feel like there's more people that needs the help more than I do, it's not like, oh, don't worry about me, I'll be fine, go help someone else. I'm like, I can't. I'm already getting nervous, dude. I can already feel it in my chest, my chesticles. Hardest thing to do, bro. Just remember any memory of person. You're just expressing what happened. It's okay to be nervous. It's what makes you human. Thank you, Bobo. What's up, chicken? Chicken tartar? Where's this at? This is in Southern California, brother. Oh, what's up, E? Hard to understand how people deliberately put in risk of their own freedom. Oh, E, you would. I mean, it's like I don't under. Yeah, they don't understand what freedom is. That's why freedom is, freedom doesn't mean you can go and do whatever you want. That's what people think. Freedom is, no one comes bugs you, You don't have to do anything for anybody else. That's freedom, man. That's freedom. You know, in California, if you packed up your tent and slept under a tree, like nobody would ever come up to you. Maybe a police officer, just because he will check on you because he doesn't want to find a dead body somewhere, you know, and hey man, you okay? You're homeless, you know, is there anything? Cops do that all the time. Like, what's going on? And you know, I don't know. But people will just, you know, they'll, what happened to freedom? And, you know, it's like, dude, like, you did something which caused people to not make you free anymore. Like, I don't, yeah, people throw it away, dude. You know, it's the only card we have is our card for freedom, and no one will bug you. You know, you don't have to do a test to prove how loyal you are to the Fuhrer, or you don't have to prove how loyal you are to the system. You know, you can get a job, you could be you know, even criminals come out of jail and, you know, they get a normal job and they're like, oh, yeah, I get it now. It's like, oh, work, support yourself, and find a nice lady or a nice man you can call your own, and grab each other's butts and you know, have a family. That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, people throw their lives away. It's unreal, man. Women and men, they all do it. It was incredibly sad, man. I mean, even like my last, I've said this before, but my last like 911 call, I showed up to a family party, and it was outside. They were hanging out. It was a birthday party of some sort. It was like noon, 2 o'clock. It wasn't late. It wasn't anything random. People were having fun. There was a taco man. You know, cocktails were flowing. It was no big deal. It was awesome. I walked in there. I was like, oh, what happened here? Like, everyone's, you know, there's no loud noises. Everybody, you know, people are crying, but it's like, you know, you just don't think about what the worst situation could be. And a baby fell in the pool and no one paid attention. And I walked there. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, no, you guys weren't paying attention. Like, why? You know, and I was 23, so obviously I'm still not a father, but being around my nephew, man, it can happen fast. Those dumb bastards, when they're little, kids are so dumb. My nephew did fall in the pool once, and I was right there. I had to walk in and grab him because the dumb tripped, you know, in the pool. And you know, I walked in fully clothed. It was a house, a get-together, a family event, you know, no big deal. Dude, it happened so fast. Oh. You see the little little bastards like that. I shouldn't say it like that, but you know. I was like, no, I joke about it now, but Jesus Christ. That was my last 911 call, man. I'll never forget it. Just it happened so fast, guys. You know, take care of it, man. Take care of your life. If you love someone, tell them you love them, man. If you're, you know, you miss someone, text them and tell them you miss them. You know, you don't want to be that person not to have any regrets, man. My best friend took his own life, and I remember the last thing he texted me, man. He was all, man, like, because he missed his family. His family was from Turkey, and his family would always leave and go overseas. And he texted me one day, and I was like, yeah, what's up, Herman? He goes, oh, what are you doing, man? Let's hang out. I was like, oh, I can't, brother. I'm with my family. We're in whatever we were doing. He goes, oh, dude, you're lucky. And I never texted him back because I was supposed to see him again. And he was supposed to come to New York with me. Never. That was it, man. That was it. As a Scottish person, I can confirm freedom is important. Oh, yeah, Scotland. Yeah, man. Freedom above all. Yes, sir. What's up, Overcomer? Those who sacrifice freedom for safety deserve neither. Yes, sir. You know, I just told my dad's never heard that saying. I just told, I didn't say it as good as that because you got to think about I just told my dad that saying yesterday, and he was like, oh, I never heard that. I was like, what? I think Big Ben said that, right? Hey, don't be dumb. What's up, brother? Super fine, dude. Yeah, I got the old crew back here. It's military dark humor. We mean nothing by it, but yeah, it's dark, dude. Yeah, the humor can get real dark, real dark. And you just say things just to say them because they're funny. I like my girlfriend. I always do that to my girl. Yeah. uh, ultimate. If you sacrifice freedom for safety, you will end up with neither. Yeah, yes, sir. Well, look at Ukraine. Look at Ukraine. Ukraine gave up their nukes, and I don't know how many people, Ukrainian civilians, have died, but they're not free, nor are they safe. You know what I'm saying? That's the. If you give up your weapons, someone will. Yeah, I mean, Ukraine. They gave up their nukes in 19 whatever, or 1999, and 22 years later they get invaded by Russia. Shocking how that works, right, boys? Yeah. VA, I am here. I am here. That's not it. All right, man. I got the bubble guts. I kind of have to get out of here, and I'm gonna kind of run in place here. I gotta get the mojo going. I gotta talk. I gotta be honest and talk about that. What's that one thing most guys don't have? Feelings. I gotta talk about feelings and like my split personality that I have. Oh shit, man. This is why I never could do this stuff